Hi, everybody. Welcome to our live. I'm so sorry we are late, or I am late. I'm really having trouble to see our guests, but we are trying to make it work. Let's see. I thank you for your patience. Oh, great. He told me that he can see me now. Let me check if he's here. Ah, wonderful. Thanks, Cosmin. Now I can see you. Wonderful. People, technical problems is incredible. It happens all the time. I'm using this tool for very long, and every time I get in, there is something new. But anyhow, let's go to our topic right now. So thanks for the ones who are live with us. We will leave this interview also recorded, so you can see this afterwards. And I'm very glad to receive here Cosmin Ivan, that wrote a very important book, in my opinion. It's called Ceo&She, and I'm glad that he's here to talk to us a little bit more about the book, so you can understand better what's behind the scenes of this book, and we can also ask him some questions about this very important topic, in my opinion. So before I introduce him, let me give you some data about Brazil and why I think it's so important topic right now, because we have here in Brazil mainly, I don't know about the other countries, a lot of trouble regarding working men and women together. So a very important magazine in Brazil called Exame. So for the ones who lives in Brazil knows how important this magazine is. They made an interview with women in the work environments, and they got very important data about what's going on with many women when they left a company. Yeah, so they asked the women who left a company, why have you left the company? And it's incredible, but 47% of these interviewed women left the company due to moral and sexual harassment. So we do have a big problem regarding women and men working together. We have also find out that 39% left the company due to a bad work environment, and 26% said that they felt a lack of career growth opportunities. They also mentioned that problems with direct leader happens a lot. About 20% mentioned that, and 19% mentioned lack of flexibility, mainly regarding working time schedule. And why I'm bringing all this data to you? Because this book is exactly to clarify us about what happens in this work environments between women and men, a lot of myths and old ideas that we have regarding relation between genders. And when I read that, I said that's very important for everyone, not only men, but also women, working together, because we will understand each other much better if we think about what's inside this book. So let me put Cosmin together us here in the Picture. Hi, Cosmin. Thanks a lot for coming.
Hi, Maria Lucy. Big thanks from my side for hosting me and for this great introduction. I hope soon I can make also your introduction as well in the future in one of our live streams because you have so good insights and so precise and you touch most important matters that they are in the market today.
Yes, exactly. I think we should talk more about the problems we are facing in the work environments. And that's why I'm so glad to have you here. So please introduce yourself for our colleagues here watching us or for the ones watching us in the recorded version. Who are you, Cosmin?
Thank you. Great question. My name is Cosmin Ivan. I'm from Transylvania, Romania, but I live in many other places because we have a lot of offices all around the world in different type of projects, from US to the Balkan zone to Western Europe. And my base profession is psychologist. So how I end up being CEO in different companies? Actually, it was by let's say by fate, using psychology in my working environment, especially having this environment that are mostly women's, and it's wonderful to learn from them. This is how we can thrive in the today's society, because they have an extraordinary powerful and resilient personality, women, and we need to understand them better. So this book, it's about understanding them from the CEO point of view. And when I speak about this, I'm speaking about that point of view, like being relaxed, looking out of the box, understand what is happening, understand the biology of a woman and of a man, understand the psychology and the interhuman connection that we need to apply not just in work but also in day-to-day life.
Exactly. And why have you decided to write this book? Because you have this experience as CEO and you had trouble with women, or what exactly happened to have such a great idea?
Yes, thank you. I decided to write this book because I work with incredible women, and I realize most leadership's books weren't written with you in the mind. They talk about performances, about profit, rarely about intuition, rhythm, or the unspoken emotional labor women are carrying in every meeting and day-to-day working. So I wrote Ceo&She as a love letter to the feminine intelligence, a mirror to your magic, and to call for a better leadership, not just for men, but from systems that forgot how powerful women are when they feel safe, seen, and unfiltered.
Exactly. That's what I understood when I was reading the book too. That is not only for men but also for women to have an idea how to grow together. I will highlight a sentence here that is, in my opinion, very important because we don't have to see this relation as something good for men or for women or for the company, but you says in the book. If you want a team that grows, adapts, and involve building for rhythm, you will take a look at treating women in a different way. Is
Yeah,
that a really important sentence, in my opinion? Yeah, because it's a perspective of making it better for everyone.
exactly. I like how you pinpoint this matter because the read is the superpower, and we will let our guests to buy the book to see the insights related to the feminine cycles and how they influence our office work. Um, in is the reason you can be soft one day. This is the reason why you can be soft one day, sharp the next day, and visionary in between. The cycle is not a burden, it's a blueprint. Women don't work in flat lines. Also, men don't work in flat lines. We also have our hormonal cycles as well, but not so much emphasized. And maybe at women's, it's more about this energy that we need to have this blueprint way better, put it in work in waves, I call it. And when companies learn to honor this, creativity, sorry, focus, the rest, the leadership align in powerful, sustainable ways. Um, and it's about tuning. It's about tuning in. A woman reading isn't just productive. She's unstoppable in the moment when she understands her rhythm, and the company do not need to adapt to the woman's dream. You just need to understand it. And I will give an example from the book. I think is the most powerful way to explain this part, giving an example from the book. In the book, it's a story about one of our colleagues. Um, Her name is Alina, and of course, names are we use just nicknames to not pinpoint to a certain person in our working environment. I will call her Alina. She had it weeks that she will blossom at sellings in the moment when she meet the customers, and had it weeks that was the lowest. So I try to adapt to these waves, these cycle menstruation waves that we try to understand. Of course, you don't need to ask this the woman. It's about uh, it's something personal, of course, it's something intimate, but with a little bit of psychology and observation, with a smart eye, you can realize these stages. So you can be polite and straightforward with the question like, tell me, Alina, when is the best week for you to have these meetings with the managers of the other companies where we sell the products? She will tell to you. So because she know her waves, her rhythms. A lot of managers, a lot of CEOs do not ask this. They just know that in Friday at 12 p.m. they need to have that meeting and they want to have a successful meeting, ignoring completely the waves and how the energy of the woman works.
Yeah, this is very important word in your book, this energy. And you talk about energy containers too, that we can install boundaries and that's different of the limits. I like this idea very much too. And this is very powerful for having a relation with anyone. Yeah, I think we are here talking about genders, but it applies also for other diverse people. Like we were talking before about cultures. Yeah, in different cultures, probably is a little bit different, but it's really good to know about this. Yeah, to know that we can manage a different way, a different relation inside the job. Can you talk a little bit more about these containers?
Yes, yes, of course. It's amazing that you mention it this part, because I emphasize this a lot, this word, the containers, because it's a paradox. It's a secret in my book. Let's call it like this. These containers. Some of the readers, they will think that the container is an invisible structure that rules in the office that we need to have, but actually it's the invisible structure that let you to exhale. Is when a woman knows that she can express without being judged, that she can feel without being labeled, and that she can shine without being sexualized. A strong container isn't about control. It's an emotional safety. And the best example that is a little bit different to describe it in the book, but I will make it now different so to not give spoilers from the book. The best described, in my opinion, for these containers, imagine a swimming pool that is in the middle of the ocean. You feel the safety of the swimming pool, even that you are in the salt waters.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining the container like that when you feel free to speak without being judged, and this container needs to be drawn in the beginning of our relations, not as labeled rules, but as a mutual understanding, and it's about intuition. A friend of mine all the time was saying that the only divine part that humans have is our intuition. So trust our intuition, use these emotions, understand them, put a little bit of salt, a little bit of psychology, and you will have a great interhuman relationship at work and outside of work without uh, being stressed. And regarding stress, I have also a chapter in the book. For sure, you know about this, about the scent, about the smell at the office, about how
Mhm.
people are smelling around in the office, of course, and how the office is smelling. And I want to give just a small quote from the book, if you allow me.
Of course.
So, women in particular tend to have more sensitive olfactory system. We know this because they have a great gift. Most of them, they are mothers or they will become mothers, so they need to sense their babies. They need to smell them. They it's is this evolutionary term. They have to rely more on scent for everything from bonding to detecting safety or threat. It's amazing how the evolutionary system actually it's way up front all the training sessions that some coaches are making is just about us analyzing who we truly are. So of course this part it's very important because the limbic system, the emotional brain, is directly wired to our nose. Is the fastest process that we have in our body. So here in the book, I have a spoiler alert. It's one of the stories when I tried to change the smell inside of our office room, and I made a mistake. Of course, we are learning. In this book, I wrote also about my mistakes, and I'm still doing them, and I'm still learning them. And I think we will learn until the end of our life. But the benefit is to remember some of them and to try to be a better person next time. And about this part, you will have in the book how I let's say hypnotized all the office with the wrong scent that I choose for the room.
Yes, it happens. Yeah. And I think it's very personal too, because when you mentioned in the book lavender, I also don't like the smell at all because it looks like toilet for me.
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah,
best ones to keep focus is the citric ones, the lemonade, the orange, and of course lavender. It's something that for me in that moment I was thinking that it's wise, but one of our colleagues emphasized the fact that it was the wrong move for the time. But it's a funny story and much more in the book.
yes, yes, yes. Some funny stories in the book. I liked it also. Yes, Cosmin. And also, I think the very important topic that you bring in the book is something regarding smart talk and sexual intuition. Because, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we have a lot of problems with this sexual and moral harassment. And we have this old idea that man and woman working too close together will be sexually involved. So this is something also important to break this idea and to make it different for the next generation, let's say.
Yes, you started with this part that it's I think a worldwide problem. First of all, what is not in the book, but it's in the common sense, it's about education. first of all,
Yeah.
and really hope that most of the men, I don't want to say any names or to pinpoint any zone of the world, but most of the men, they need to get mature and to understand better how women function, and how a small talk needs to be done without crossing some limits. But I have a chapter in this book about this that reclaims something. Sexual energy is not about seduction. It's
Mm-hmm.
about a presence, a vitality, a magnetism. Is the spark that makes to light up the room or guide it through a conversation with grace. Because we like to have in front of us a person that looks good, that smells good, that have a beautiful smile, that have a deep eye view. But this do not means that enter in a sexual, let's say, game. It's about the sexual intuition, this part. And it's not about feeling guilty for being radiant as a woman in the office. You don't need to have to shrink to stay professional.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to glow, but in the same time, it's important for men to ask themselves after they have. I encountered this problem in the beginnings, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it exactly where are the boundaries. I was trying to be the nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not functioning to be the nice guy, because it will blur a lot the boundaries. So you need to create a container. We go back to the container. You need to create a container to uh, to have the freedom to express your feelings
Uh-huh.
towards a woman, and the woman towards you inside an office, without being a part of a sexual step. We
Mm-hmm.
can make jokes, of course. Here it's a thin limit. You need to understand the culture of the other person. Understandable. But
Yeah.
if you tell in the office where 60% of the colleagues are women, you can say, hey, you can tell to me anything, absolutely anything.
Mm-hmm.
And if I feel that we are crossing the border, I will let you know. Please do it
Mm-hmm.
the same. So you create the container, you create the safety that they can tell you frankly, hey, this is not okay, and you to not be affected by the ego, and they to be also, they need to be safe. They need to feel safe to make a joke. I have in the book
Mm-hmm.
also some examples about this part when I remember like 7 years ago, one of our colleagues. Uh, it was a wonderful, smart woman, but very shy person. She was speaking very little in the meetings, and we was kind of in a struggle with the product in the time. So I just turned to her and said, "I know that you sit on a sharp idea. Okay, can be interpreted in a different matter, of course, but that was the trigger for her, and she told me after the meeting that it was amazing what she started to speak after that. Actually raised the ROI with 74% for that product after that meeting. She was genius. She And I recognize her genius. She raised more than me in 1 year. That's amazing. And just because I said that quote, and I was so happy for her. And she told me after the meeting, "Hey, you knew it how to make the joke to trigger me to speak, but in the same time to not feel offended."
Mm-hmm.
So
Makes
this is the
sense.
container. This is the container.
Yes, and it's difficult for women because we are always with this idea of judgment. So I think this is very clear in your book how to work that out with the colleagues and with other people. So it's very subjective topic, but you bring some examples that tells us exactly how to act in the situation and how to get it better after some time, yeah, after some conversation, you can develop that in your team. And I think it's, as you mentioned, education maybe, yeah, because we are with this old idea of how to deal with each other, and this is something we can change. Yeah.
Yes, it's great how you emphasize this subject. And I want to add something to this part of education. It's also about
Uh-huh.
freedom of knowledge, freedom of thinking, because freedom brings clarity, consent, signal, culture. It's very important to break our past, let's say, past ancient knowledge, how you
Mhm.
mentioned it before. Hey, the woman is needed to do that, the man needs to do that. It's not true at all. The women are building empires, are building literally empires and business all over the world. And even that, maybe some of them they are CEOs, wonderful, some of them they are not CEOs. And I can bet that 99% of the male CEOs they have this success because they have a very very smart woman behind.
Yeah, that's great. I think the main message for me is we can work together. Everybody has different abilities and different ways of working, and if we can understand each other, we can work better together. This is important message for me. So,
Yeah,
Cosmin, we are coming to an end with our conversation. So, will ask you to leave a last message. I will also include here in the comments a link to buy the book. So, if anyone is interested in reading the full of this incredible book, they can click in this link and buy it directly from worldwide. Yeah. So first of all, it's an ebook, but people, he promised me that a hard copy is also coming. So I hope soon we will have
indeed.
also its paper.
Yes, yes,
So
soon,
for the
indeed
ones who
soon.
prefer a book, a paper book, we will have it too. But please read the ebook. That is amazing. So please, Cosme, a last message for our audience, please.
Thank you. About the book, it's about soft skills in leadership. It's about rhythm. It's about biology of a woman and of a man. It's a wonderful book for women mostly. You open it actually. My view. You are one of the persons who influenced my view regarding my own book. This is amazing. Um, because once that a woman read this book, I think they can influence their managers to understand them better. Uh,
Yes.
they can use reverse engineering and will function amazing. I didn't realize this part until you opened my eyes, and literally I had it an eureka moment for this. So I will love to have you in the next book because we are working on it. It will be a more spicy one, but I will love to work together with you about next book. Buy this book. It's an ebook for the moment. uh, will be on Amazon soon on paperback, maybe in a week. And I loved to be hosted by you. I hope is not just the first and the last time. I hope to see you soon with the next book, with the next information that you are presenting. You are a great host, and I thank you a lot. And for our viewers, it's wonderful to have them here. Even if you buy or don't buy the book, it's, I think, important to understand each other and to use the containers in a smart way.
Great, great, Cosmin. Thank you for being here. And I liked very much this conversation. And for sure, we will have much more times together. It's very interesting for me to talk about topics of the future. I say that we should talk about the topics of the future right now because we are building the future right now. Yeah, so if we want a better society, we need to start with such conversation. Great. Thanks everybody who watched us, and please share this video with the ones you wanna talk about this. A woman to talk to their leaders, and men to get better in relation with work environments. Thank you everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.